that Omicron blowing across the world and is pushing various economy down there. And we have in the studio a Ghanaian who's come up with an invention to help track pandemics. That is, I'm talking about bacteria and virus across West Africa. And this device that is developed, once you have it in your system, it's going to help make sure that we even reduce the contact tracing personnel that we deploy, and we're going to save a lot of money in this regard, and also help grow our economy, because when the virus break out, with this device you're able to track and find out what to do. And with e-pharmacy and e-health or telemedicine, you can do a lot through this device. We're going to talk to Dr. Eric Ashali, who is a research scientist from CSIR. As a research scientist, you're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Great to have you in the studio.
Nice to have you too.
Great.
And thanks for having me.
Great.
Yeah.
Now, Doc, you have come out with this bacteria and virus tracker. What exactly does it do?
Okay. So I'll greet your viewers again. And thanks for this opportunity to be able to explain my invention on your very honorable platform.
Thank you.
And yes, I have invented a device that is able to track bacteria and viruses. And this device happens to be smart. By smart, I mean that it can be integrated with wearables and smart wearables, such as the smart watches.
Wow.
You could integrate with that, and you could also integrate with your mobile phone to check and then track any form of viral or bacterial infections. Now, that is generally what the device does. Yes. So if I'm explaining further with respect to what constituted it, then I will say that it was born from a research direction called nanoscience and technology, and is a science that studies very small things, things that our eyes cannot see. So we use very powerful equipment for the viewing purposes and microscopy and imaging, like to help us be able to know what we are doing at a scale. I want to give you a contextual size comparison. When I say nanoscale, what I mean is if I place something nano in one of your pores, it will see the pore size like a stadia.
Wow.
Yeah. So
it magnifies it.
The size of the of that item with respect to your pore, is like it's seeing it like how you will see
in a stadia.
Okay. Yes. Okay. So it is very small. Yes. So it was born from this nanoscience and technology field, blended with artificial intelligence. Wow. So that after the system has been trained, it can function on its own autonomously. Wow. Yes. So that is basically what the device does.
What is its name? Or is just bacteria virus tracker?
We don't have a name now.
For now.
Because the name may change. Why do I say that? Because mostly when you come up with a technology, companies come in and they use the same technology, right? Like maybe you would have a smartphone, but certain technologies in there are from specific companies.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. So naming what is in there, that doesn't really matter. Because we would then come and have some housing and some coating, and you have the branding from the company who is going to buy
so
into
that is
your
a device on the screen.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Now, so what motivated you to come up with this device?
Yes. So what motivated me is quite. If I'm to go into it, it's a little bit lengthy, but I will still do. In science, we call something called there's something called serendipity. Serendipity is when you are engaged in one line of research or one thought or one objective, and then you stamp on
Give us another one.
the other.
Okay.
Yes. So it was not planned, but initially I was working on something called chiral plasmonics. I was looking at how to create a device that will distinguish between different enantiomers of biomolecules. So what inspired that work was a certain historical issue that happened in the 1960s across Europe. What happened was there was a certain drug, thalidomide, that was discharged for pregnant women to help them deal with their morning sicknesses. Unfortunately,
I read about it this week.
Yes. Unfortunately, due to some form of negligence, I would say petty negligence. Petty now, then it was not a petty one. Yeah. So what happened was the newborns, some of them had various forms of deformation and even death. Yes. So it was a very serious issue that was very serious in those days. But so I set off to find an antidote to that, which I did around 2018.
Wow.
Yes. And that work is already published in a certain prestigious journal called Photonics Research.
Wow.
Yes. And after that, no one knew. After the publication, everyone was happy, you know. Yeah, but no one knew that there would be COVID-19. So then came His Majesty, Royal Majesty, COVID-19,
yeah.
also known as SARS-CoV-2. And I was looking at a way to help. How could I use what I've been doing all this while to support? So what I did was to engage my collaborators in University of North Texas to...
As in the U.S.?
Yes, to work on this. So by that time, the sensor had already been created and published in that journal. Yeah. So what was left was the sequencing of the virus and bonding. So we did that accordingly, and miraculously, the device works to a very high percentage of accuracy.
Wow.
Yes, and it's a really great news, really. Yes, and it is being received well too in the research community.
All right. The World Bank, I just said in my intro, is projecting that global economy is going to decelerate. That's from 5.5% in 2021 down to 4.1% in 2022, and then 3.2% in 2023. Now, with this device, I'm into business and finance. Yes. How will this help the global economy and, let's say, situate in Ghana? Okay.
So I told you the mother for this device, that's nanotechnology, right? Across Africa, I have not seen any research institute or university that takes some of these emerging fields very seriously.
Wow.
Partly because it is very expensive to set up. A single equipment may cost you like $6 to $7 million a single equipment.
Wow.
So mostly government support to set up. Now, as to what you can gain from it, it is very interesting to note that this is a field that is almost $700 million.
Wow.
And it's growing by the years, yes. Maybe within the next six years, it might reach more than 5
billion.
Yes.
Wow.
Possibly, because it's going very fast. And Africa is being left behind in all these. We are always caught catching up all the time. And if we would take the lead and have a setup that will produce such sensors, especially within these times, that is most prevalent, or even in the future, where we do not want it to happen, but if it does, then we will be in the position to provide some form of service to the rest of the world, rather than
going to the other side,
sitting aloof and maybe trying to always get help. We will be in the position to now
also help others too.
Yeah, give help, and the one who is giving the help has the power, you know. Yes. So as to how it will affect our economy, apart from the very obvious reason of helping to deal with this nemesis of COVID-19, it will also, if taken seriously, if the industry, this nanotechnology, artificial intelligence, emerging fields industry is taken seriously around here, it will talk very major successes that will translate into billions.
Wow.
Of. Just to give you an estimate, what I've done is in biological sciences, right? Okay. We do other works too. Okay. There are works that happen to do with stealth application. Stealth. When I say stealth application, what I really want to say is application that has got to do with warfare.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. And in these cases, the major countries are actually very serious about them, because they are always trying to protect their own, right? So what is happening in the field of nanotechnology now is the creation of certain materials. You know, at the nano size, you can engineer the very atomic structure of the system, right? And then channel it towards specific applications you want. So in this line of stealth application, there are works ongoing looking at how to create materials for cloaking. When I say cloaking, when you say coat this table here with that material, you cannot see it.
Wow.
So there are 3 types here. We have electromagnetic cloaking, then we have acoustic cloaking, and then we have mechanical cloaking. So electromagnetic cloaking material is a material you coat around this, no one can see it. Acoustic cloaking is you coat around this, no one can hear it coming. Yeah. And then mechanical cloaking is you coat around it, and then the vibrations and issues, especially with machinery that vibrate to perform, the vibrations will not affect the joint of the system. So here, for warfare, for planes, warplanes, and other stuff, imagine coating it with, coating the planes with these materials. They can come, and
no one can hear,
under the radar. No one will
detect
will find them coming. No one will see them. No one will hear them. So these are interesting areas.
Very interesting.
That if we take it up upon ourselves, we could break through very seriously and cause possibly global stir, you know. Yeah, and put us on the map.
Yeah, because interestingly, what you're talking about, you know, last year, even 2020 and 2021, so China, Russia deploying a lot of hypersonic weapons across the globe.
Yes.
And this is costing billions of dollars.
Yes,
Nations,
exactly.
And I was wondering, how come in the midst of pandemic, it's still deploying weapons like that?
So yes, in the beginning, we need to really know that whenever you step into stealth applications, you never lose. Because the concept is, if you are the government of US and you are in charge, and I have a material of this form, even if you don't want it, you have to buy it because you cannot risk it falling into enemy hands. Yes. So when you're in that line of research, you never lose. Wow. You always have people and governments coming in for your items, which are mostly very expensive.
So what you have done with the reference to regard to the bacteria and virus tracker, have you been approached by any company in Ghana or even governmental institutions in Ghana?
Okay, so I should say that this patent was achieved in the US. It was awarded by the US Patent Office. And
why didn't you do the patenting here?
Because I was there.
Okay.
At that time. Okay. Yeah. And what is very, very important to like also note is that this device has so many like components to it, and to be very candid, the sort of applications that this device has goes beyond the current COVID era.
Okay.
Yes, and yes, so that is basically it. I don't know if I have answered you. Yes.
And I was asking whether any governmental institution have come.
Yes, you see, in Ghana, as I said, it was just last month, you know.
Okay.
And you know our country, right?
We are not interested in.
People do not approach you. You need to approach
them.
Yes. You don't get called to the table because you are smart. Yes. That's an issue here that I think maybe we need to look at. Yeah.
But I've called you. So.
Yes, exactly. Maybe
I know what you're talking about,
except the media, possibly yes. But then that is just by the way. Yeah. I am a researcher at the Institute for Industrial Research under the Council for Scientific Industrial Research, and currently there are talks ongoing with various stakeholders. Okay. To help scale up the manufacturing of this device, and we are trying to involve all the major stakeholders, and including the WHO, MESTI, the Ministry for Environment, Science and Technology Innovation. Yes, and then we are having very broad conversations too. As we talk now, there are other companies outside the country who are also interested. Yes. So
we pray that we'll take the lead as a country. That will
yes, that's the plan. You know, when you check the patent itself, I could have used my address there, right? Okay. But I used my address in Ghana. Yes.
Why?
Because I want it to have some association with the country. Yes. And these are some of the things that sometimes we wish we can do to help. So yes, I will use your platform to continue to ask the authorities, those in power, those who can make the decisions and change things, to have a closer look at some of these inventions we have around and see the best way to scale it up.
Now, a young man might be in university watching you, wondering how you're able to come up with these. What should they also do to be able to perhaps even build upon what you've done?
Okay, Yes.
as an encouragement to them.
Okay, great. So I will look directly into the camera and then say this. If you're a young inventor, I will advise you to be led by passion and not by the desire